And the NIT Semifinals are about to tip off. I'll have more later in the show.
Large hail, heavy winds, and a possible tornado are all in the forecast.
And if you like playing board games, UNT has a club for you.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News. I'm Melanie Garcia.
And I'm Jackson Garrett Spring. UNT students and Mean Green fans across campus and North Texas are tuned in to tonight's big game. The men's basketball team is in the National Invitational Tournament semifinals, and winning Mean Greens revisiting the championship game for the second time. Our sports anchor Gabby Pippins is live from East Side to watch for the watch party with all the action. Gabby.
Thanks, Jackson. That's right. If you can't tell by all the excitement and UNT fans behind me, the NIT semifinals are about to tip off. UNT is facing UC Irvine in Indianapolis, Indiana right now for a game to remember. Now, this team has had such a historic season, breaking record after record, game after game, and they look to continue their strong postseason performance despite having lost their coach. Ross Hodge accepted a coaching position with West Virginia University, and our new men's basketball coach is Daniel Robinson. Robinson previously coached 3 consecutive 20-plus win seasons for the Cleveland State Vikings, and we hope he does the same here for our Mean Green. Now, I'm going to get back to the game, but I'll have more later on our men's basketball team, plus how the Stars are doing, and another UNT team preparing for tournament play. But for now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. Well, Jackson, it's been pretty windy outside, but temperatures still feel pretty good.
I would have to agree with you, Mel. The temperatures feel great, but I'm hearing heavy winds will pick up very soon. And just in time to report on it is our weather anchor, Justin Walters. Justin.
Thank you, Jackson, and go Mean Green basketball team. We wish you the best. Currently, it seems fine outside, but looks can be deceiving, especially when it comes to tonight. We'll get to that in a few minutes, but first, let's look at current conditions here. Currently 79 degrees outside, feels like 81 because of that moisture, but look at the wind speeds. South at 25 miles per hour. Gusts up to 36, so it's very windy. And even though the wind's going to die down ever so slightly, 67 degrees, it'll feel like 66, it is going to storm. Tonight is the start of our severe weather, and into tomorrow it's going to continue too. There will be a break sometime late morning and early afternoon, but 84 is going to be the actual temperature. Look at that feels like temperature, 88, close to 90. That's how much moisture we'll have, everyone. 15 mile per hour wind speeds still to the south, but still not very good day to go outside by any means. Now, I'll have more on the severe weather coming in tonight, into tomorrow, as well as the rest of the week storms coming up in a few minutes. Melanie, back to you.
Thanks, Justin. Definitely a time to keep an eye to the sky. However, if you're doing any walking or driving around campus, you also need to pay attention to what is on the ground. Construction is causing constant change, and tonight's live reporter ntTV Emma Burns has an update on what to expect. Emma.
Construction on campus brings many challenges for navigation and safety. And while it may be frustrating for us, Denton officials say that the reward of new campus roads will be great.
The City of Denton's construction on UNT's campus has caused confusion and frustration for students and faculty throughout the semester.
We're trying to go as quickly as we can and make as much progress in as short amount of time as possible. So if you bear with us, we're hopefully going to have some great roadways for you guys to drive on here soon.
Great roadways may be the next route for this stop, but how long will it take?
We work really closely with the UNT folks to make sure that we're providing all access for graduation and major events. Welch Street is probably the big thoroughfare that's north and south that we're working on. So looking at my schedule, the main portions of Welch Street south of Sycamore will be complete this summer.
Since the construction wraps up in the summer, students are navigating new detours at the busiest time of the semester.
I know there's a lot of frustration, but the positive side of it is we're eventually going to get through this.
Getting through it one step at a time safely. Officer Hale has this tip for students.
Plan ahead as you can. That's always a good help. And then just, keep your eyes and ears open. Your phone, AirPods, that sort of thing that can numb your senses. Just limit those things, pay attention to what you're doing. Ultimately the goal is to get to where you're going safely, and that's what we want for everybody.
Through our City of Denton website, we have a page called Discuss Denton, where we'll post road closures and tentative timeframes for completion. As construction's a very fluid process, we do our best to try and get out as much advance notice as we can.
For any updates regarding road construction, please make sure to check out discussdenton.com.
With the construction on Welch Street wrapping up this summer, construction on Union Circle will begin. Like I said earlier, to stay up to date with any and all road closures and new constructions, visit discussdenton.com. For the meantime, watch out for road crews and drive safely. That's all I have. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Emma. I just moved into my new apartment this year, and I love the independence I get. But as a college student, it can be hard to know who I have to pay. Luckily, our live shot reporter, Aaron Erie, has a story to keep you safe from scams and spending extra money.
Jackson, scams run rampant in a digital world, and now residents here in Denton have a new scam to worry about. Fraud phone calls have been made to residents demanding immediate payment for utility bills. The callers claim to work for the City of Denton and threaten service disruptions unless the bills are paid as soon as possible. Now, the real City of Denton says that they will never call and demand an instant payment, but if you do receive such a call, do not provide any personal information. Be sure to report any suspicious activity on your bank account to your financial institution, and you can check your account balance on Denton's website at www.cityofdenton.com/paymybills. That's all I have for you tonight. Now back to you both at the desk.
Thank you, Aaron. As you keep us informed on avoiding utility scams, it's time to celebrate National Financial Literacy Month. UNT Student Money Management Center has events all month as a part of Wicked Smart, Wicked Green. They will have in-person workshops, special events, online webinars, a Canvas module, and YouTube videos. You will even have the chance to win prizes at every Money Month event. The Money Month workshops do not require registration.
When we come back, more information on potential severe weather in North Texas.
And with the change in seasons comes to the potential for bugs, particularly the ticky type. Stay with us.
If you plan on driving, drive I-35 northbound west near Argyle, be aware. All 4 lanes are shut down because of a major accident involving multiple vehicles, including an RV. 1 person is reported dead and several others taken to area hospitals. Denton Fire and Rescue is on the scene along with 4 ambulances. Police are working to clear the roads, but be alert and check your maps if you are heading that way. Hey Melanie, have you gotten a parking ticket on campus?
Yeah, Jackson, actually I have, and I've kind of been procrastinating on paying it.
Well, you might be in luck. Our live reporter, Grace Grimes, has more information on how you can get rid of your parking fines.
Thanks, guys. The University of North Texas is bringing back its Food for Fines campaign, giving students a chance to pay for parking tickets with non-perishable food items. Starting today through May 10th, students can donate canned goods, boxed meals, and pasta to have their fines waived. The donations will be collected and distributed to local food pantries serving the Denton community. This initiative is a win-win, allowing students to clear their debts while helping those in need. I know I will be participating in Food for Fines because I actually just got a parking ticket today. For more information on Food for Fines, visit the UNT Library website or at UNT Transit on Instagram. That's all I have. Back to you.
Thanks, Grace. For more ways to support the food pantry is looking for volunteers to help this monthly mobile food pantry on April 4th. You can also buy a blank canvas or wooden panel for $5 at the UNT Collab. Another way to support the pantry is to buy a limited edition t-shirt or tote bag celebrating the pantry's 10th anniversary.
Well, Mel, I would ask how your weekend was, but I know the rain might have kept everyone inside.
Yeah, Jackson, I was definitely able to still go out, but I had to move some plans indoors. I don't know if any heavy winds will affect my plans tonight, but let's see what our weather anchor Justin Walters has for us for the full weather report. Justin?
Thank you, Melanie. Storms will be entering North Texas tonight, and with it brings an enhanced risk of severe weather. Live from the DACU Tower Cam, you can see some sunniness out there, but look at the skies. They are cloudy, folks. The storms are moving in as we speak. And speaking of severe weather, let's get to this graphic here that I showed you earlier in the newscast. So this right here is from the Storm Prediction Center. They're the people who create the severe weather forecasts that we give to you. As you can see, our stars right there, that's Denton County, and we're under a 30% chance of severe weather overall. That's an enhanced risk. Specifically, hail's our biggest threat, 30%, 2 inches in diameter. We're actually in that hatched area. That's 10% or greater of the hail being 2 inches or greater in diameter. Wind a 15% chance, and tornadoes, like I said, not nice. We can't rule out an isolated tornado, 2% chance. Now, with that severe weather, I hope you stay safe. But let's look at the states so far here, and we'll see the temperatures are really showing that we're getting ready for this severe weather. 70s all across the state, with the exception of 82 in Stephenville, 85 in Graham. They're not going to begin the severe weather as badly as we are. But if we look at the state, we can basically see where that severe weather risk is by the temperatures. 89 in Abilene, they're kind of on the west end of the enhanced risk. I believe Amarillo at 80, they're under a slight risk, and El Paso's not under a risk of severe weather at all, 79 degrees. Remember, they're drier air, so the temperatures can be about similar, but there's not as much moisture over there. But as you get further east, 70s and 80s, 80 in Austin, 80 in Houston, 76 in Shreveport. Now let's get to the 7-day forecast here. Let me get off screen here. Like I told you, storms till the end of the week. 60 to 80% chances Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, guaranteed that we will see rain. Saturday, 70% chance. That's going to be mostly in the morning and afternoon. But Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, those are not spring-like temperatures. 58 Sunday, but at least we're going a little below average, and hey, maybe it's a good change. Sunny Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. All right, that's it for the weather. Stay safe and stay tuned for more updates. Melanie, back to you.
Thanks, Justin. While we might not be looking forward to the humidity, there is one critter out for blood.
The ground is thawing, the weather's getting warmer, and you're not the only one ready to enjoy the outdoors. Ticks are starting to come out.
They will be looking for their first blood meal of the season.
Dr. Bobby Pritt with the Mayo Clinic says ticks will be out now through fall, with peak times in June and July. The more humid and warm the climate, the more likely you'll come across one of these parasites, which can spread potentially dangerous diseases.
Some of these pathogens can be transmitted quite quickly, so you want to avoid tick bites at all costs.
To prevent bites, spray tick repellent on exposed skin. Pritt recommends those with DEET, keratin, or lemon eucalyptus. You can also wear long sleeves and pants, tucking pants into socks so that ticks can't crawl up pant legs. Treat clothing and gear with permethrin, which can kill ticks on contact, and do frequent tick checks on people and pets.
If you find a tick, don't panic. If the tick is embedded, you just want to remove it as quickly as possible.
To safely do that, Pritt says to use fine-tipped tweezers. Grasp the tick as close as possible to the skin at a 45-degree angle, pulling the creature out slowly in one motion and avoid squeezing it.
And you don't want to use any of those folk remedies that may damage the tick, like touching it with a match or putting petroleum jelly on it. That might actually increase the risk of infection, and it might hurt you.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
TikTok is running out of time to find a buyer or risk being shut down in the U.S.
And could Texas become the next Hollywood? We'll have more after the break.
I wonder what's on the radio today. I don't know about this. This is not it.
Everything alternative, commercial free. 88.1 Indie.
Here at KNTU, we have two traditional stations, 88.1 Indie and KNTU Jazz. We've also recently launched an internet radio station called Mean Green Hits. If you want to hear more, you can check us out at MediaNorthTexas.com.
That was pretty good.
Looking to open a free checking or savings account but don't know where to start? Check out DATQ Credit Union right here on campus. Get your Mean Green debit card instantly or apply for a DATQ Visa credit card today. Your school, your card. Plus, make deposits at their 24/7 ATM, checks or cash whenever you need it. Make sure to sign up for DATQ's online banking platform and mobile app for easy access anytime, anywhere. Visit them at www.datq.org to learn more. DATQ, the official financial institution of UNT Athletics.
Say, Mel, have you ever gotten lost in a new city?
Yeah, Jackson, I definitely have, especially when I'm traveling.
Well, that wouldn't happen here in Denton. There's a new savvy tool to save us from getting lost. Our segment anchor, Maddie Holston, has the details. Maddie.
Thanks, guys. When I first moved to Denton, I definitely was confused trying to make my way around the downtown. Luckily, I have found Otis, the new virtual tour guide for navigating the square.
Walk sign is on. Walk sign is on.
Lost in downtown Denton? Meet Otis, the new virtual tour guide for visitors in the square. The city of Denton has introduced the official online assistant for making your way around downtown.
We put the ground decals down where we saw a lot of traffic during the Halloween season in hopes that that would be where people would be needing help or wanting to ask or having that visibility. We sat down after Halloween to try to understand how we could kind of extend that virtual assistant year-round, and that's where Otis was born, the cute little Dentondilla. And he's really intended to help navigate around our downtown. He's full of recommendations on things to do, places to eat.
Your new friend Otis is all around the city, and with a quick scan, you too can find helpful advice on making your way around Denton.
I feel like it will bring attention to things that deserve to be shouted out and can make people find things that they wouldn't have normally found out about otherwise.
Since the 15 decals were laid on March 21st, Otis has met just under 400 new guests. Denton says they stay busy with over 3.8 million visits and 909,000 visitors each year. The city's new initiative combats getting lost and gives personalized responses to help find what you need. Whether you're just a resident or just visiting, anyone can use Otis. Learn the history behind businesses or where to get a quick bite, all within the downtown district. You can find me at the square, but for now, back to you at the desk.
TikTok is almost out of time to find a buyer again. A potential ban of the beloved app is just a few days away. TikTok's parent company ByteDance is on the hook to sell the app's U.S. operations by Saturday, April 5th, or face a ban. This comes after President Trump extended the deadline in January. This was following 14 hours offline. Potential buyers include a group led by billionaire former Los Angeles Dodgers owner Frank McCourt and Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary, and AI firm Perplexity, among others.
From scrolling on the small screen to watching movies on the big screen, a Texas Senate committee unanimously approved a $500 million infusion for film incentives. Senate Bill 22 will more than double the amount of money Texas spends to lure film and television productions. If passed, it now moves to the full Senate for consideration. Actors Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson have been active advocates for this bill.
Well, Jackson, I may be over 18, but I'm still a kid at heart, and I do like to play board games.
I agree, Melanie. Board games are fun no matter the age. Apparently, there is a board game club here at UNT. Gabriella LeBlanc rolled the dice. Let's see what she has to say.
That's right, guys. If you are a college student who's wanting to join a club and meet new people, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. there's a board game club in the language building. ntTV's Trevor Wills decided to pass go and find out what might be in the cards.
Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., connections are happening here in the language building. Marco is the host of the UNT Board Games Club, where students come not only just to play games, but also to interact face-to-face.
People see this as a community, not just a place where I show up once a week. In board games, you are in person. You are seeing the board change. You're seeing the player actually make moves on the board. You're actively being involved in it directly, right? And that's the point of Board Games Club, is you are being actively in there, in the same room with other people, right? That's what I like about my club and how different it is from the other organizations.
Members of the Board Game Club have come to expect a multitude of games, ranging in difficulty and length.
And that's one of the good things about board games, is that you can have so many different kinds of games, whether it's cooperative, competitive, or it's like a hidden role game. So there's variety in that I appreciate.
You're making me blush.
What Marco has created here at UNT is more than a club. It's also an inclusive environment where people can be themselves.
Because you are directly interacting with other people, you kind of do have to come out of your shell a little bit, right? And so this has helped many of them about being more open about themselves, talking, right? Being who they are and who they want to be, instead of being in another place or another like scenario where you have to act a certain way to feel like you feel accepted, right? I believe that however you want to act and however you want to be, you should be like that, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone else.
If it has an effect, you have to do it on yourself.
Forgot to mention that.
Okay.
You look at the
When asked about how to describe his club, Marco
More than 76% of young adults feel that board games expanded not only a way to think, but to get to know people better just by how they play. This is a great way for people to interact face-to-face rather than over a screen. You get experience on how to talk to people, make new friends, and to also just get out of your dorm or apartment. If the board game club seems like a group you would like to join, they meet at the UNT Language Building in room 215 every Wednesday until the end of the semester. That's all I have. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Gabriella. Well, from board games to basketball games, I know the NIT game is going on right now.
Let's get over to Gabby Pippins with more on the Mean Green. Gabby?
That's right, guys. UNT is on the hardwood right now, and the score is 15-4 UNT domination. I'll have another update right after this, plus how our stars are doing, and 2 other UNT teams preparing for tournament play. Stay with us. The UNT NIT Semifinals are still going strong. As you can see, UNT is up. The score is 17-7. Like I said earlier, UNT domination. Now, before we get back to this game, let's take things to the ice. Our Dallas Stars are second in the Western Conference, clinched playoffs, and have a 21-49-2 record. They are about to place the best team ever, and I cannot wait to see what happens. But before we get there, let's talk about their game against the Kraken last night. Now, Seattle scored not long into the first period, but Dallas answered with not one, but 2 goals each, just 45 seconds away from each other. Matt Duchesne got a tip in, and Wyatt Johnston got a follow-up snapshot to get Dallas up by 1, and the second period went without any goals. And then the third period, Michael Grunlund got a wrist shot in for a 3-1 Stars win. Now, like I said, they are already going to be in the playoffs, but they still have a couple of games left, one of which is going to be against the Nashville Predators Thursday at 7 p.m. Now, like I said earlier, I have to get back to this game. Now it's 19-7, but we also have 2 teams, not one, but 2 teams who are preparing for tournament play, and they're both from our very own Mean Green Esports. I had the chance to talk to them last week and get an inside look at their last practice before they went to qualifiers. Take a look.
As basketball season winds down, tournament play winds up for UNT Esports. Both teams are preparing to qualify in tournament play, and A-team coach Parker Visich says they're more than qualified to compete.
The team's been playing really well, and I think we've got a really good chance to go far and win playoffs. Really hopeful and excited to keep helping guide them to their main goals and making sure they can hit what they want to achieve.
Players like Cameron Kelly have played video games for years, hoping to have a chance at competitive tournament play, and UNT provided just the opportunity.
So right now we're trying to qualify for what's called the CECC, which is a league that invites a lot of different colleges to perform, and if we do well enough, we'll qualify for a LAN, which is an opportunity to play on a big stage in Arlington in front of friends and family.
Practices are held every Monday in the esports building right across from the Pole Recreation Center, and this is where all the magic happens.
So we play 3 or 4 days out of the week, 3 or 4 hours at a time, so we're grinding a lot. You know, I think that we're clicking at just the right time, and I think we're going to make a deep run.
Part of that magic is creating a close community of friends, even outside of esports.
All my friends that I had all through college were these guys, and like all the rest of the esports people that I've met. I've got a smaller little friend group, but for the most part, like the esports program has given me like the bulk of like my friend group and all my best friends that I made all the way through college and like still to today.
For ntTV News, I'm Gabby Pippins.
Got you. So, yeah, baby, I got it.
21 or more wins in 10 of the next 13 seasons. They have been a dominant team.
Again? Okay. That's right, guys. You can support, watch, and even interact with our UNT Esports team by going to twitch.tv/UNT Esports. You can tune into their next qualifier match Saturday from 3 to 7 p.m. Now, I mean it this time, for real, guys. I've got to get back to this game, so that's all I've got for sports. Back to you guys at the desk. Let's go, guys.
Thanks, Gabby. Usually postal workers are afraid of dogs, but in this case, turkeys.
One Massachusetts mail carrier was simply doing his job when 3 turkeys strutted their stuff and played tough. A Ring video camera caught the comic confrontation.
The mailman yelled at the birds, then delivered his package before hopping back into his truck. But the turkeys weren't about to give up. They continued to follow him throughout the neighborhood.
I guess you could say this was a case of the turkeys playing chicken and winning the game.
Nice one, Jackson.
Thank you for joining us on ntTV Nightly News.
Join us again tomorrow at noon and tomorrow evening at 6 here on North Texas Television.